9452 and 1-866-6775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I do deliver it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender. Lucas Smith is in the house. Welcome.
Hey, Ron. Thanks for having me again. I really appreciate it.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am a consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Celebrating today. Many people, it used to be that I would participate in this one. Today's National Football Hangover Day today.
It is what it is.
Yeah, a lot of us might have had a little bit more to drink yesterday than we might have been appreciative of. Although, if you've watched us on any of our socials, you might have noticed that spent a weekend up in Paso Robles enjoying a little wine up there. Maybe a lot of wine up there. So it's been National Hangover Day for several days now. And being that I'm back joining you this morning, not drinking the wine, so we might be feeling the hangover day. Boy Scouts Day today. I wonder if they even have Boy Scouts anymore, or is it Boy and Girl Scouts and Indigenous Scouts? And
it's just Scouts, Ron.
Just Scouts.
No more boys, no more girls.
Okay. Now we get it. National Kite Flying Day. I don't see anybody flying kites anymore. Right? I mean, I've been told to go fly a kite, but most people don't understand that. National Clean Out Your Computer Day. Can we just skip to the 9th of February when it's Bagel and Lox Day? So we'll enjoy that one. I better move right along. Otherwise, I might get myself in trouble. Let's see what the markets are doing. The Dow Jones now up 133 points. S&P 500 up 13. NASDAQ up 66. Oil up another $1.05 a barrel. It's been going up quite a bit. I wonder why that would be. Can we make any guesses here, boys and girls? Could it be that being that we're getting rid of oil in the United States? Oh, no. We're going to try and start importing oil again because we didn't like being energy independent in the past. And we didn't like the idea that, if you're wanting to pay $2.14 a gallon, not in Calizuela. That you have to go to Mississippi for that. Or $2.47 a gallon. Not in Calizuela. That would be the national average of a gallon of gasoline. How about $3.33 a gallon? That would be Hawaii, right? They produce a lot of oil in Hawaii, a lot of gasoline in Hawaii. So their average in Hawaii, $3.33 a gallon. Calizuela, $3.45 a gallon. Ow! But hey, we lead the country. Maybe it's we lead the country in taxes and unemployment and homelessness. And I know you hear me talk about Calizuela all the time, and you hear me ranting about it. Maybe we're only 100,000 votes of getting rid of, or signatures, I should say, 100,000 signatures of getting the recall onto the ballot for November. See if we can get rid of Governor Gruesome. But maybe I wonder if there's any science behind that. Although the governor, he doesn't follow science at all, so we may not see that. Moving right along. Hey, what's the big news of the week? Obviously, in the Democrat world, the most important thing that we have to deal with in our country, homelessness, unemployment. Boy, I got the buzzer going a lot today, guys. How about people that are out of work? Pandemic? No, none of those.
Nothing like a little air superiority.
We get to deal with another impeachment hoax. Actually, President Trump will now be the first president to be acquitted twice of the impeachment by the Democrats. So we're going to see that twice now he'll be acquitted. Now, you have to remember, I know that Nancy Pelosi does not understand this.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
In the United States of America, still to this day, now I know that our friends on the left are trying to change this, but to this day, until you are proven guilty, you are innocent. So President Trump was innocent the first time, he'll be innocent this time. How do I know that? Well, they've already voted on it, but the Dems, they're not quite sharp enough to understand this. And I'm going to share with you why, and I'm going to share with you the other side of the story, but the one that fascinates me is, how do we know that this is going nowhere? Well, being that we've never had a out-of-office individual impeached, and the Constitution clearly says that for an impeachment to be legitimate of a president, it must be presided over by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. And Chuck Schumer knew that going in that was not going to happen, that the Chief Justice was not going to sit on this trial. Didn't want to tell anybody, but because they know it is a farce. But we know that part. We've already had a vote. Is anybody even talking about that? Yeah, 45 Republicans came out and already said that they feel this is unconstitutional. So do you think that those 45 that are on record is saying it's unconstitutional are going to change their mind all of a sudden? Even if the evidence is overwhelming, they're going to still say it's unconstitutional because the evidence is not going to be presented showing why it is constitutional. Although it may show, no. I don't think they're going to show Mad Maxine Waters going in and telling everybody to be violent. They won't show Cory Booker going out and telling people the same thing. They won't show all of the others. They won't even show Kamala Harris going out and talking about what her thoughts are. So we're going to just go through and watch this again. They will go through and deal with all of these issues, maybe. And then we're going to get a vote, and they'll find out that at least 45 senators still think that it's unconstitutional. We'll see if the others come up and say, well, we know the others, they're going to vote for it. We already know that, right? Mitt Romney, they call him a Republican. Wait a second, I think we have a better sound bite than that one, guys. I think we'll figure if we can find that. Yeah, there it is.
You don't know better than that.
Lisa Murkowski. Yeah.
You don't know better than that.
Yeah, another one that we know is not going to vote. You know, her vote's already in. So we're going to watch this hoax. We'll see what they have to say, and then I think the president's team will probably show some video of the president saying, "Go peacefully," which is our right. Have you noticed that in Los Angeles, right? They said to go peacefully and protest. They're allowed to do that. That's why we go to restaurants, because they say that we're peacefully protesting inside the restaurant, eating a very, very nice meal, or a not so nice meal, but enjoying it in the restaurant anyway. So we just know, and I've shared this with you before, right? I mean, I'm not a big fan of the way the President Trump spoke in many instances. I am a big fan of what he did, right? Follow what individuals do. So the Democrats right now, they can tell you all they want about what their priorities are. But what they do is really what their priorities are, right? So their priority has nothing to do with you and me and taking care of us. It has everything to do with themselves. Because all they really care about is how are they going to get elected the next time. They don't care about gas prices. We're paying through the roof. They don't care about jobs. We've seen under the Biden administration how many hundreds of thousands of union workers have been laid off. Now, President Biden, he came out and said that he was all for the union workers and wants to create lots of high-paying union jobs. Yet his executive orders tell us that that is not a priority of his, right? Watch what he does, not what he says, because he says a lot of nice things, right? He wants to unite the country. But then what he does is says the former president is not worthy of intelligence briefings. So 75 million of us said that he's the person that we want to represent us. The current president says that we're going to follow that he wants to unite. But then what does he do? He does something to alienate 75 million people. So watch what's being done. Don't listen so much. Don't be fooled by all of this rhetoric of what people say. Go by what they do. Just throw that out there for you to consider. And on a lighter note, did you watch the game yesterday? Anybody have any guesses that the GOAT, greatest of all time, would win? It amazed me that I didn't think it would be as big a lopsided a victory as it was. It had a lot to do with the defense brought on by Tampa Bay. But Tom Brady, I don't know. How would you vote against Tom Brady when it comes to a Super Bowl, when he's won more Super Bowls than Pittsburgh has won, than the New England has won? Heck, more Super Bowls than anybody has won. He has been there. So I'm just going to throw that out there to you. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we might chat a little bit about real estate, foundational benefits of home ownership today. I've got the featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter at Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of this show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestateradio.com for more info.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Trimming of your retirement does not include losing your house. However, due to today's lower stock market, higher medical bills, and taxes, many retirees face this very problem. This is why it is necessary that you, as a baby boomer considering retirement within the next 10 years, understand reverse mortgages and what one could do for you or your parents. A reverse mortgage could make it possible for you or your parents to travel, buy a second home, or start a new business. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. 1990, the Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next loan, Geneva, they've got the programs and the products. Do you have a phone? 800-306-1990. They can make it happen for you. The Dow Jones now up 152 points. The NASDAQ, it's up 76 points. The S&P 500 up 13 points. 10-year Treasury down just a touch, not enough to talk about. Mortgage-backed securities, they are up just a touch. Again, not enough to talk about. When mortgage-backed securities are up, that means home loan rates are down. It's not going to last that way for long. I'm going to be telling you about that in the weeks and days to come, just because I know when it's going to change. And I'm going to tell you precisely when it will change, because it's called Economics 101, and I know exactly when the interest rate market will turn around. You're just going to have to reach out to us, and we will let you know that. So, quiet economic news week with only the Consumer Price Index, that's inflation report, due for release. The all-in headline inflation number is expected to rise slightly from 1.4 to 1.5%. The more important core rate, that strips out volatile food and energy, is expected to remain at 1.6%. Why do they take out food and energy? It's very simple, because that is not something that the Federal Reserve can control. That's not controlled by rates. So they take that out. The Fed has many times said they want this number to average 2% and will be okay with it rising above that for periods of time. But whether or not they'll actually be able to create inflation is yet to be seen. Any surprise to the upside versus estimates can weigh negatively on the bond market, So be careful of that. This occurs because inflation erodes the value of bonds, fixed return, and thus causes yields to move higher to compensate the end investor for the faster pace of erosion. Main focus of the week will likely be the 10-year Treasury and the 30-year bond auctions Wednesday and Thursday, respectively. Additionally, Fed Chair Jerome Powell will be speaking on Wednesday, and his comments always hold potential market risk. So the auctions are going to be the big things. We know who's buying at the auctions. Fascinates me. So we have these Treasury auctions, and the Federal Reserve goes in and buys the bonds because they're buying $120 billion, $120 billion a month in bonds. Ow! Think about that. I mean, they told us they were going to buy $40 billion, but they're buying $120 billion a month. That means they are where the demand is. So what happens if the demand goes south? Well, that means supply is going to increase. When supply increases, prices have to go down. When prices go down, the yield on bonds, mathematic function, goes up. That means your interest rates will go up. That's exactly when it's going to happen. So when the Federal Reserve decides they can't keep buying $120 billion a month, how long do you think the world is going to allow the U.S. Federal Reserve to continue growing its balance sheet like that and keep the United States as the currency of choice? Think about that. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. Hey, they've even got a program that'll let you put 1% down, not just veterans. You don't have to put anything down to buy a house, but the average folk, you and me, 1% down to buy a house. Think about that concept. 800-306-1990. We will get you all the information you need. So let's chat this morning, speaking about all the information you need, maybe information you don't need. Lucas Smith is in the house. We like to chat with Lucas on a regular basis. He is from, and I have to get this ready and for him because sometimes it takes a whole segment to say his company name. It's the Smith team at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Did I get all of it?
You got it. That's correct. Thanks, Ron.
Glad to have you with us, Lucas.
Thank you. Glad to be here. I appreciate it.
So that's the end of the segment. Oh, no. All right. So let's chat about this. I hear this a lot because one of the things that our private clients are constantly coming to us, they want to get pre-approved for loans, and we've got a great mobile app for you for that. But then they go out and they get pre-approved. They even get pre-underwritten. They've got a same as cash offer, and then they get beat out.
Yeah,
it happening with your clients as well?
You know, it's happening to a lot of clients, and it's happening to a lot of buyers that we run into in the market. We talk to them all the time. They come in and they say, look, I was looking for a house. You know, it's really competitive out there. And I made a bunch of offers and I wasn't able to get it accepted. And my constant question is what was the conversation that you had with the person representing you in order to do something different? It's the old adage, right? You do the same thing the same way over and over again and expect a different result. It's the definition of insanity.
Sure. So you got to do something different. I mean, I know one of the things that we offer is for our private clients is a bid over ask tool. It's a fascinating little tool that if you haven't seen it, it is fascinating. But give me an idea of some of the things that you're doing with your team to help people win this frustration.
Well,
or manage the frustration, I guess, is better.
Yeah, and overcome this fear of getting beat out, right? And a lot of it starts with who's that lending partner that they're working with, right? What optional programs does that person offer other than just your standard cookie cutter, right? Here's your pre-approval letter, go buy a house and let me know when you've done all the work and I'll do the loan lender, right? You mentioned one, right? 21-day close, same as cash, right?
Sure.
If you have a lending partner on your team, on your side that can do something like that for you, that makes you a much stronger buyer. That makes your offer much stronger, right?
So you're giving something different than just the run of the mill.
And you're getting something way different, right? So with us, with our team, right, we're able to negotiate our own commissions. So we don't necessarily have to have the commissions that are being offered on the MLS, right?
Okay.
So we can negotiate our own commissions in the sale and give the listing agent the entire commission.
Wow, that's a nice one.
Yeah,
right. So
appeals to their greed.
Sure. So when they're doing that, they're looking at that and saying, okay, they're going to get more. The listing agent gets more money, and ethically, they're not supposed to be saying that we're doing this based on their benefit.
Right.
But reality has to set in.
Right.
Right. So why does a listing agent frequently look and say, you know something, I think that I want to double end. What is double ending a transaction? Explain that a little bit.
So in California, there's 3 types of agency relationships. There's the listing agent.
Okay.
And they owe a fiduciary duty to the seller of honesty, fair dealing, and to negotiate on their behalf and in their best interest at all times. There's the buyer's agent. They owe the buyer a duty of honesty, fair dealing, and to negotiate on their behalf and in their best interest at all times. California is a dual agency state. It allows a single agent or a single brokerage to represent both sides of the transaction. That's what's known as dual agency.
Wait, back up, Lucas. I'm a simple guy. So you said the same thing, that the listing agent has a fiduciary responsibility, and I don't remember all the whole thing.
Right. Honesty, fair dealing, and to negotiate on their behalf and in their best interest at all times.
And you said the same thing for the buyer's agent.
Correct.
How can you do both?
This is where it gets sticky, because if you are the listing agent and you're hired by the seller, your primary fiduciary duty is to that person who hired you. Your primary fiduciary duty is to the seller.
So how can you represent the buyer and have the same duty?
I don't think you can.
Interesting.
Right? So if we run into that situation where somebody comes into one of our listings and says, I have to work with the listing agent, we have another person on our team represent them, so they have their own agent representing them.
Okay. So at least they're getting some semblance of...
They're getting somebody, well...
that's looking out for their best interest.
Yes. They're getting their own agent who's representing them in their best interest rather than one single person representing them.
And in Calizuela, we know that we're generally going to be dealing with a significant amount of money. We're not working, and I just heard some offers or received some offers on properties in Tennessee where they're talking $70,000 for a single family residence. I haven't seen any of those in Calizuela.
Yeah, that's like the commission on a single family residence.
Right? I mean, so we're not finding that out here. So you're talking significant numbers, $300, $400, $500 million properties. So when that's the case, you want to make sure that somebody's looking out for you, because I'm going to promise you this. I mean, I've been doing real estate for many, many years. I've had my license for many years. I have never, ever put my license number on the representation part of a transaction because I'm not qualified to do it. I've had my license, but I'm not qualified to do it. So I'm going to share with you, you need somebody to help you. If you're not doing multiple transactions, if the individual, your mother's brother's uncle's second best friend just got their license and you want to save a little commission, so you're going to hire them. Well, if they haven't done a lot of transactions, you might be opening up Pandora's box for yourself. We're going to talk more with Lucas Smith when you come back. We're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We're going to also chat 6 foundational benefits of home ownership today, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. I'll offer a number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Hi, we're here with Ron Siegel, the host of Real Estate Radio. Ron, welcome to the studio. Give us insight as to what your show is all about.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking me that question. The reason we developed Real Estate Radio is right now there's an abundance of misinformation out there. So Real Estate Radio is a show designed to give Southern California a focal point for their real estate knowledge, as well as a place to go just in case they might need anything real estate related.
So how are you helping people?
That's actually pretty simple. People need advice. So it really doesn't matter who you are. If you have any real estate questions, we're here to help. Whether you're buying a home, selling, you're experiencing a loan modification, short sale, foreclosure, there are a lot of things going on in this marketplace.
How can people get a hold of you?
Real easy. All you have to do is call. The number is 1-800-306-1990. Press option 1.
Interesting times in the market right now. Where do you think the markets are going from here?
That's a great question. All I can say is this. The housing market came down one house at a time, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build it one house, one family at a time. So the best thing that anyone can do is access the free advice that we really want to give you. And to do that, you simply need to call me. The number is 1-800-306-1990, option 1. I'd really love to help.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find that dream home again before someone else does. That'll tell you exactly what the county recorder knows about your property and what the market believes about your property. 6 foundational benefits of home ownership today. Over the past year, our homes have become an integral part of our lives more than ever. They're much more than the houses we live in. There are workplaces, virtual schools, and safe havens that provide shelter, stability, and protection through the evolving health crisis. Today, 65.8% of Americans are fortunate enough to call their homes their own. As we continue to think about the future, our goals for the year, and what we want to achieve well beyond 2021, great time to look at the benefits of owning a home. So here are some highlights and quotes on the benefits of home ownership shared by the National Association of Realtors, NAR. From feel-good motivations to economic and social impacts on the local community, these items may give you reason to believe home ownership stretches well beyond your financial investment. Non-financial benefits. Owning a home brings a sense of happiness, satisfaction, and pride. Pride of ownership. It feels good to have a place that's truly your own, especially since you can customize it to your liking. Quote, personal satisfaction, sense of accomplishment achieved through home ownership can enhance psychological health, happiness, and well-being for homeowners and those around them, unquote. Civic participation. Home ownership creates stability, a sense of community, and increases civic engagement. It's a way to add to the strength of your local area and drive value into your neighborhood. Financial benefits. Buying a home is also an investment in your financial future. Net worth. Home ownership builds your net worth. Today, the median household net worth of all homeowners is $254,900, while the median net worth of renters, $6,270. Financial security, equity, appreciation, and more predictable monthly housing expenses are huge financial benefits of owning a home. Home ownership is truly the best way to improve your long-term financial position. Home ownership is even a local economic driver. Housing-related spending, an economic force throughout our nation. Housing-related expenses accounted for more than 1/6 of the country's economic activity over the past 3 decades. Entrepreneurship. Homeownership is also a form of forced savings that can provide entrepreneurial opportunities. Owning a home enables new entrepreneurs to obtain access to credit to start or expand a business and generate new jobs by using their home as collateral for small business loans. Bottom line, the benefits of homeownership go well beyond the basics. Homeownership is truly a way to build financial freedom, find greater satisfaction and happiness, and make a substantial impact in your community. If owning a home is part of your dream this year, give me a call, 800-306-1990. We can chat about your short and long-term goals, financing, and then I can put you in touch with a great real estate professional in your neighborhood. Give us a call again, 800-306-1990. That's a real-time real estate segment. Chatting this morning, Lucas Smith is in the house. Smith team at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. He's joining Ron Siegel Radio this morning. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Glad to have you with us. So before the break, we were chatting a little bit about a fascinating subject to me because we're talking about a combination of things. Number one, having a family friend or relative who went and got a real estate license, but really they don't use it, representing you. That fascinates me because I have a real estate license. I talk to real estate agents all day, every day, most of the day, every day. And I'm not qualified to put my name on a contract and represent myself in that contract but we think that somebody else is that does this spare time, part-time, less than me. Right? That doesn't make sense to me.
Not a lick of sense.
Right.
Not a lick of sense. Yeah, your cousin Joey, who works at Pizza Hut, just got his real estate license, and you're going to use him because he's your cousin.
Yeah, and you might save you're going to spend $600,000 or in Orange County, California, median home price $829,000. $829,000. And you want somebody that's not looking out for your best interest or doesn't. Maybe Joey is looking out for your best interest. They just don't have the experience.
He just doesn't know how.
Right.
Ron, it's about width and breadth of experience. This should be the first question you ask a real estate professional when you meet with them. How many deals a year do you do?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And we've had Linda Eisenman has been on our broadcast many, many times. And I think she told me 44 years, 45 years with a broker's license full time. And she said there's still headaches on every transaction. But because of experience,
right,
you know how to navigate those hurdles.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
it's not that you as a full-time professional, you come across the hurdles.
Well, of course,
right.
And just like Linda said, on every transaction there are bumps in the road.
Right.
Right. Some are big bumps, some are small bumps. There's bumps in the roads on it. Our job as a professional is to smooth those bumps out and make it as easy and painless as possible for our clients to get to home ownership.
So now that we've kind of given that concept of using your brother's, cousin's, friend's newborn baby, but dual agency, you explained that in the last segment. I don't want to go over that again. If you missed it, youtube.com/Ron Siegel 1. Or you can go to ronsiegelradio.com and you look in the archives. We'll have all that posted for you by the end of the day today. But how do I have somebody represent me as a buyer who's also the listing agent? I hear people all the time, and I just had someone recently that said, I'm going to save some money. I'm going to use the listing agent.
Oh, that's my favorite false statement in real estate, Ron.
Okay, explain it to me.
So they're going to save some money. And I ask people, and 100% of the time, this is the answer. They say, well, if the seller doesn't have to pay a commission to a buyer's agent, I'm going to get that money off of the house. Mind you, their perception is it's 3%. Average median price, $800,000, $859. I'm just going to use 800 because it's round. They figure they're saving. Yeah, I know, me too. It's a shape. I'm in shape. Round is a shape, but different subject.
Yeah.
They figure I'm going to save $24,000 off the purchase of this home because the seller doesn't have to pay a buyer's agent. That's always their thinking.
Sure.
What they don't know realistically is they're just using somebody who works for the seller, the seller's not going to pay any less commission. The seller's going to pay both sides of the commission to that person. And that person owes a fiduciary duty to the seller. So it's kind of like the analogy I use, Ron, when I'm talking to my clients like this, is I say it's kind of like going in court for a big case, biggest case of your life, $800,000.
Sure. Maybe a DUI.
Yeah, maybe a DUI, right?
Because
something where somebody got hurt, something terrible, right? And you want to be represented. And you walk in and Ron's the prosecutor and you say, Ron, you know what? I didn't want to hire a lawyer. So maybe you're a lawyer. You could just represent me. And Ron's going to say, Lucas, that's great. He's going to say, sign right here. It's only 5 years. You'll get out in no time.
Wow.
I got a bad feeling about this.
And then he's going to go have a drink with the judge, right? Because that was a short court case.
Yeah, they got the rest of the afternoon off.
Yeah.
It baffles me sometimes when I hear that. And when the contract is written, this is what fascinates me, another part of it, because I do understand a little bit about the contracts. I've read hundreds, maybe thousands of real estate contracts. I only look at a couple lines on them because that's what's important at leading a lending team, right? You as an agent, you have to read that whole 17-page document and understand it, and then the disclosures on top of that and all that other good stuff. But I only look at a couple lines, and somewhere in the doc paperwork, it's going to say, what is the commission? So when it says, what is the commission being paid, it basically says 5%, 6%, or 7%, whatever the number is, right?
Yep, it's the gross commission.
Gross commission. Then there's another area when it gets into, and I don't even know where it is because I'm not a real estate agent.
Front page, 3/4 of the way down.
It says, what is going to be paid to a participating agent? Something along
cooperating broker.
Cooperating broker.
The cooperating broker commission section, correct.
So they're going to get a fraction of that 6% or 5% or 7%
Correct.
or whatever the number is. But the commission is still 5, 6, 7%.
Correct.
Right? So it doesn't say that if there's no other agent that the commission is only the first part of it. It's what the commission was set at.
It is the first part of it. It's the gross commission, regardless.
Right. So the listing agent gives up part of what they're getting to the correct term being cooperating agent. I'm not in the real estate world. I don't understand that part, but they're giving up part of that to the other side.
Yeah.
So it's still going to, and I hate this the theory that people say, well, the buyer doesn't pay the commission. Hogwash. Everything goes into the transaction, right? So it's part of that gross number, whatever you agree to, and the seller doesn't pay it, right? It comes out of their net proceeds, but everything goes whenever, if I go to Walmart and I want to buy a iPhone at Walmart, right? So the cost of shipping that iPhone to Walmart went into the cost of the product.
Yep.
Right. So even though they say that, Ron, you're not going to pay that. Well, yes, I did. It went into the cost. My rent goes into the cost of loans when I do a loan or do a radio program.
So there's actually a big lawsuit that's ongoing right now, and we're on the second one. But the results of the first one, the Department of Justice ended up suing NAR. And
National Association of
Realtors, and some very large real estate companies, Realogy, which owns Century 21, and Coldwell Banker. Big lawsuit, won't go into the whole thing. The result of that was exactly this. So buyers' agents were going to buyers and saying, you don't have to pay my commission, the seller does, right? But really, all commissions are paid from the proceeds of the sale.
Sure.
Right. It all comes out of that lump sum proceeds of the sale.
So it's all part of it. So the seller is saying, okay, that's diminishing my proceeds. And the buyer who's buying something, and it gets into the weeds, right? I mean, because when you're buying that house, the cost of the loan, the cost of the title, the cost of the escrow, the cost of the lender's fees, the cost of the appraisal, that's all part of the whole process. It's all part of the program. It's all being paid for. So, there's no free lunch. You hear these commercials on TV that say that there's no title and no escrow. Are you going to send a thank you note to the escrow company for doing something for free? Do you think that escrow agent doesn't get paid? It's all built in somewhere. You just have to understand why. There's some companies that are going to be straightforward with you and tell you where that happens. There's some companies that are going to think they're going to play you for a fool is basically what it is, right? They want you to believe that there's a free lunch. And I'm here to tell you, ain't going to happen. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, more with Lucas Smith, Smith team at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. He's going to join us. And I've got that featured home today, brought to you by my favorite lender.net. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter, at Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. Ron Siegel 1. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, statement, the team will send you a no-obligation mortgage adoption plan. You be the judge if it's right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to map@ronsiegelradio.com or call today Ron Siegel 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporation and MLS 217037 and decal BRE number 018694552.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations and MLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The featured home segment today being brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. myfavoritelender.net. Who's got the property for us today? 27282 Padilla in Mission Viejo. It's John Perez that has this one. Single-story home with a fabulous backyard. Membership to Lake Mission Viejo. Private enclosed courtyard leading to the front door and a side garage door. Entering the home, you're greeted by natural light, high ceilings, and polished tile flooring throughout. The living room features recessed lighting and an exposed wood beam. Don't expose yourself when you go visit this house. The kitchen features updated cabinets, granite counters, subway tile backsplash, recessed lighting, stainless steel appliances. Through the kitchen is a formal dining room that could also be used as a family room. All of that could be yours if the price is right. $739,000. Think about that. It is in Orange County, Calazuela, so you can put 3.5% down, get a principal and interest payment of $2,774. Put 20% down, $2,414. Put 25% down strategically. Now, you have to do this one strategically, and it's $2,154. For those of you keeping score at home, that would be an APR of 3.37, 2.803, and 2.585, NMLS 217037. Got to keep those compliance folks happy. That's all the details there. If you want more information on the home, give me a call. I'll put you in touch with John Perez. It is his listing. Again, that is 27282 Padilla, Mission Viejo 92691. That is the featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. So we're chatting this morning. Lucas Smith is in the house. We love having chats with Lucas. The name of his company is Smith Team at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Joins Ron Siegel Radio on a regular basis to chat about real estate we have interesting conversations. We never know what we're going to bring you. It's always an attempt to bring some sort of education to you. So, and we never know what rabbit trail we may go down. Lucas and I just get together, chat, and we come up with something on a spur of the minute, because one of the things that fascinates me, but I just I don't know the right terminology, but the bottom line, what I'm trying to get to is when you're chatting with somebody who's involved in the real estate industry on a regular basis. And there's a few people that come in that I do this with that I have the confidence in that, we really don't have to have a subject to start our conversation, because if I just ask Lucas, what's going on in your world, right? You're out there doing this every day. And some of the best things that come from radio broadcasts or from anything is, you can't make stuff up. Right? I mean, there's so much going on out there, right? Right now we know about frustrated buyers. We spoke about that. It's something that's happening in today's market.
Yep.
We've talked about the people that think that they're going to get a better deal because they use a listing agent. Well, it's happening in today's market.
All the time.
Right? So we don't have to try and make something up or come up with a topic out there. So we just kind of go with the flow and say, what else is going on in the world? So what marketplaces geographically are you focused on, Lucas?
So we focus here in Orange County, of course, and we focus on Western Riverside County. So
what is Western Riverside?
So Western Riverside County, well,
I'm a simple guy.
Yeah, I know, and I'm going to make it super simple for you, right? So that's the edge of Riverside County that touches Orange County. So Riverside, Corona, Norco, right? Those areas. You want to go out to Hammett, San Jacinto, Palm Desert, Palm Springs, don't call me. I don't want to go out there, right?
Okay.
Why
not? Why not?
Because I'm not a local expert, right? If you come to me, Ron, you say, Lucas, we're great friends. You're a great agent. I want to use you to buy a house in Palm Springs. I'm going to say, Ron, you know what? I love you. I respect our friendship. I'm going to refer you to a great agent in Palm Springs who can serve you because he knows that market, right? This is another thing we see all the time. You get your cousin Joey in who's from the Valley, right? And he's going to come help you buy a house in Orange County. Well, he never goes to Orange County.
Here's a simple question. And I'm going to say it to you, not to make you, because I don't know if you know the answer, but my bet is that you don't, because I didn't either. And it's not trying to make you look foolish or anything else. Which way is it better for your house to face in La Quinta, California, north or south? Most people don't know that answer.
So you're going to get more sun if your house faces south, because you get the maximum sun exposure on the southward facing house. So you would want your house to face north because it's going to be cooler.
Okay. And if you go to get a house appraised out in that area, houses facing south will appraise significantly higher than houses facing north because the mountains are there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the dang mountains.
Right? But that just proves your point. Right? Because you're not, something, I don't know these answers. Right? You're not a area expert for La Quinta, California.
Right?
Now you may know this one because it may or may not. I don't know the answer even. I couldn't even tell you. I know that one side of a golf course is better than another side of a golf course.
I know the answer to that.
I don't know that one.
You want to be on the left side, not the right side.
Because the golf ball's hitting your house?
Because crappy golfers tend to slice.
Okay.
Right? Crappy golfer, right? In the house here. And most people are right-handed. So when you hit a bad shot, it's going to tend to lean right. So you're going to get more golf balls hitting your house if you're on the right side of the course than if you're on the left side of the course.
Now, I wonder if that first-time real estate agent knows the answer to either of those questions.
And you also want to be either by a green or by a tee box. You don't want to be about 150 to 250 yards out on the middle of the fairway if you're on a golf course.
Really? Okay, probably because of the same thing.
Same thing. Because when somebody bangs out a long drive, that's going to go somewhere between 150 to 250 yards, and your house is going to be in the landing zone.
So, yeah. so these are things that a lot of people don't think about, right? And that's why you need a great real estate professional working for you. Because if you go to the listing agent, you think they're going to tell you, you know something, this isn't probably your best option. Right? They're not going to tell you that.
No, they're not.
Right? Because that's their listing, so it is the best option. That's the one they want you to buy.
Yep.
So think about these concepts, and that's why you always want to get a great real estate professional. And as Lucas said, North Orange County, Western Riverside, you call the Smith team. Right? If you're looking for a Palm Desert, the reason I know the answer to that question is Palm Desert, La Quinta. I was just out there working with some of the agents out there a couple weeks ago, right? So they share this information with me, and being that I've got poor short-term memory, I'll probably forget it by next week, but I know their names, right? That's the concept of the whole thing. Get somebody that's great working for you.
And what our conversation's really been about, no matter what you're going to do, is make sure if you're buying a house or selling a house, work with an experienced professional. Please, please, please do yourself a favor.
Right. Even if you don't work with me as a lender, right? I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Go to a mortgage broker or mortgage banker. Don't go to the big bank because they've got a single product to offer, right? As a mortgage broker, mortgage banker, you've got lots of products and it's just better for you. And as always, I ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we always speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John and Sean, who are engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you want to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. RonSiegelRadio.com, no longer on Twitter at Ron Siegel. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Lights go out and I can't be seen.